Hi, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Corey.
And we are Chocolate Tomatoes.
This is your one-stop shop for for all your Black Christmas movie needs. You looking for a movie for the whole family? Look no further. You looking for something that you and your sweet thing can cozy up to on the couch? We got what you need. And don't forget to tune in every Sunday for our rating and review of the Black Christmas movie of the week. Because year after year, we find ourselves watching the same movies over and over the holiday season. Come to find out, there are hundreds of thousands of Black Christmas movies out there. So our goal is to bring you a comprehensive list of those
Black
Christmas movies. So just think of us as the Black Hallmark Channel. So when the weather drops, Chocolate Tomatoes is your stop.
And you can find us on Instagram at Chocolate Tomatoes Film. Or you can find us right here, y'all, right here on YouTube at Chocolate Tomatoes Film. And make sure you hit that subscribe and that like button. And come back and visit us every Sunday so you can see what movies we have for you. And don't forget to comment down below and let us know what your chocolate rating is for the movie of the week. You want to make sure you log off, go watch Every Day is Christmas, and then come on back. Check out the rest of the review, and then again, let us know down in the comments below your thoughts on the movie as well as your chocolate rate. Get into this review, shall we? All right, so Every Day is Christmas, right? This came out in 2018, and here we are. We watched it in 2024, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie, but we didn't have really time to do the review in 2024, so that's why we're bringing it to you in 2025. But still, in 2024, how many years has that been and we haven't heard of this movie? You know, you can catch this movie on Tubi for free, y'all, so make sure to head on over to Tubi if you want to check out this movie. So let's get into what is Every Day is Christmas about.
Inspired by the Charles Dickens classic A Christmas Carol, shrewd money manager Alexis Taylor, played by Toni Braxton, gets the holiday visit of a lifetime. A self-proclaimed workaholic who humbugs love, Alexis ends up embracing the spirit of Christmas when her past, present, and future collide, forcing her to risk the one thing money can't buy, her heart.
All right, y'all. So again, this is Every Day is Christmas, and if you have not seen it, you can watch this portion of our video and we will let you know when to log off. Then you can see the movie again on Tubi. This movie is directed by Mr. David Weaver. The writers are Karen Shaler, I think that's how you say it, Shaler, and Charles Dickens. And this movie stars Toni Braxton, Gloria Reuben, and Michael Jai White, y'all. But we'll talk about Michael Jai White in a little bit.
I don't know Charles Dickens most credit for writing this.
All right, so let's get into our chocolate rating, y'all. So this is the very important, or this is what I will say is the most important part of why we do Chocolate Tomatoes, so that way we can tell you guys whether you should watch this movie or whether you should skip the movie, right? So our chocolate ratings, first at the top, I'm gonna pop this up on the screen for y'all so y'all can see this here. At the top, y'all, we have hot chocolate. That means it's the creme de la creme of the pack. That means it's the like Home Alones, it's the I keep wanting to call this movie Georgia Bird, but last holiday. But
like, this is the movie. This movie ends up in your yearly holiday season rotation.
Mm-hmm. That's our hot chocolate, and then the next tier down is sweet chocolate. That means that this movie might have had some flaws, but it's still in rotation, or it can still be in the stack, right? And then we have our third tier down, which is semi-sweet, right? That means it's watchable. You know, there might have been some points in it where maybe it's the acting or the writing, but it was still a decent watch and you would recommend it. So that is our sweet chocolate tier. And then we have our last chocolate tier, which is our bitter rating. That means skip it. That means the movie is horrible for one reason or many reasons. So that's what that means.
That means we wasted our time watching.
Yeah, that means you wasted your time watching the movie and that you wouldn't recommend it to anybody. All right, so let's get into Every Day is Christmas. What is your chocolate rating for Every Day is Christmas?
I give Every Day is Christmas a semi-sweet rating. Because the acting, there were strong points, but then there were weak points in the acting. Mm-hmm. But more than anything, in my opinion, the writing is what really suffered in this film.
Yeah, I will say they tried to. I will say I rate it as well as semi-sweet. I will say, and we'll discuss this a little bit more later in detail, but the writing, y'all, they tried to do a twist on Charles Dickens, classic, and I don't think it quite landed, this movie.
We've seen many versions of A Christmas Carol. So if you're going to do it, you got to make sure you do it right.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. And I will say another thing that kind of, I will say, made my rating for this movie is the acting, y'all. Not all of the acting, of course. We'll get into more of the acting a little bit later in the video here, but definitely the acting was a point that I will say made the movie a semi-sweet watch for me. All right, so let's get into some preliminary questions in this movie. So how do you feel like the acting was in the movie? How was the acting for you?
The acting, it was spotty. Michael Jai White, he did a excellent job, but he's not really in the movie like that.
Yeah.
Not enough to really make a difference. Toni Braxton, it kind of depended on who she was in the scene with, whether or not she did a good job or not. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to, the acting wasn't really there.
Yeah. I will say for me, Gloria Reuben's role is what really saved this movie. She was the shining spot in the movie. Yeah, she definitely was the shining star in the movie. So now that we've discussed some of the acting in the movie, how do you feel like the acting between the main characters were in the movie? First off, who are the main characters in this movie? Yes, that's
the thing. Who do you consider to be main characters?
I mean, I know we consider Alexis to be a main character, obviously, but who is her opposite in this movie?
And as far as, if I had to name somebody, I would say Gloria Reuben. The mom role of the movie would be her co-star.
That's what I was thinking, but the only thing about that is she doesn't really have any speaking lines to almost 30 minutes into the movie. Yeah. I think we're well into like the 25, maybe 30 minute mark of the movie before we really get into, her acting. So can you really consider her like a main character?
Yeah. Normally you wouldn't, but by the time the movie's over, she's got more speaking roles than anybody else other than Toni Braxton, other than the main character of the movie.
I will say too, some of the other people who you thought were going to be main characters ended up not being, main characters with Toni. So, we'll like I said, we'll talk about that more later in the juice because we don't want to ruin it for you guys that haven't seen the pace of the movie for you.
Pace was fine. Mm-hmm. I didn't think. I at no point was I checking the timestamp on the movie to see how much time was left. Mm-hmm. It was about this is a 90-minute movie, so your average, Christmas movie.
Yeah.
So it wasn't bad, and it kind of wrapped itself up right when about the time you thought it should be starting to wrap up.
Yeah.
The pacing wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Now, do I think that they covered everything that they needed to cover in that 90 minutes? No, I don't. But it wasn't too long. And I didn't feel like it was too short either.
Too short, yeah. I felt the same way as well. How did this movie make you feel? Like, did it give you the same feeling like a Home Alone or, again, The Last Holiday where I got to put this in rotation? Like, how did it make you feel?
I felt like I'd have been better off just reading the Christmas Carol.
The Christmas Carol. If somebody was looking for something to watch and this movie popped in my head, I don't feel like they would be mad at me if I recommended this movie, especially on a free platform like Tubi. I don't think they would be mad, that they watched this movie.
No, but I also feel like there's a better movie that I would have recommended.
Yeah, I will say that I don't think you'd be mad at me if I recommended this movie to you, but there are other movies that we have
Yeah.
seen.
Like, I know a better movie
Yeah.
to tell you.
To
so
tell
I
you
probably
to watch.
wouldn't tell you this one. You wouldn't be
Before
mad
you
if
get
I
to
gave
this
you this.
one, yeah.
You wouldn't be mad that I gave you this, but I probably wouldn't give you this because I know a better film.
Yeah. What about the wardrobe in this film? I know they made it into kind of a big deal at one point in the film, and we'll talk about that in the juice part of the section. So how do you feel like they did with the wardrobe?
I didn't have an issue with the wardrobe, except for the fact I feel like my man Michael Jai White, like the suit they put my man in, the suit was too big. It wasn't fitted correctly. He could have just brought a suit from the house for what the role called for. Just any suit he had at the house would
have sufficed.
Would have worked. Like, and it fits you because it's your suit. Like, it just the loose suit didn't work for me. But other than that, everything else was fine. I didn't have any issue with the rest of the wardrobe.
You know what's so funny though? Certain things that you notice about men's wardrobe, I have no idea. And it's just funny that you point that out with the male wardrobe, because honestly, y'all, I wouldn't have noticed that his suit wasn't too big until Corey said something.
Suit did not fit.
I thought it was fine.
And it's the man, everybody knows the physique the man has. Like, so we know that this loose, wrinkly suit is not working. It's not with this man. It's not. That was the only issue I had with the wardrobe. That's the only hang up I had with the wardrobe.
All right, so what do you think about the cinematography? How was the cinematography?
I thought it was fine. Yeah, I thought it was fine. I didn't have an issue with that. Mm-hmm. Watching the film, at no point did I say, like, why did they choose that angle? Or, because a lot of times you'll be watching something and somebody's head will be cut off of the shot.
Or they'll be filming the back of the head or something.
And I never felt like that. So obviously the guy, this director of photography, he knew what he was doing. Or they knew what shot they wanted and they were able to get it. So I thought that worked pretty good. I didn't have any issue with that.
Yeah, I felt like the cinematography was great. There was one scene that I felt like was a little awkward, and we'll talk about that in the juice section, y'all. But that's probably the only hang up that I saw in this movie as far as cinematography. But other than that, like you said, it looked like whoever was filming knew what they were doing, what shots they wanted, and things like that. Do you think that they completed the story they were trying to tell?
They gave you a beginning and a middle and an end.
Yeah.
I think it's the bits in between that
get jumbled.
Struggle. Yeah.
We'll talk about this more so in the juice part again. I know I keep bringing that up, but I don't want to spoil it for you guys that haven't seen the movie. But I did want to say that for the most part, they told the story that they were trying to tell, but it was two storylines or B-lines. Would you call those B-lines? I don't know. They are B-line stories, but then they tried to make them seem like they were going to be A-line stories. And I felt like they should have done more with those stories. And that's probably my only hang up with that. But other than that, I felt like they told the story that they were trying to tell.
I will say this. Mm-hmm. 5 minutes into this movie, you know how it's going to end. Because one, it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
so you know who's going to end up with what, where.
Yeah. Do you think that there were any plot holes in this movie?
No, I feel it's straightforward. I mean, it's a Christmas Carol.
I felt like there were plot holes again with one of the B storylines, but again, we'll get into that section or that part of it in the juice section of this video. What did you like about Almost or Every Day is Christmas? I keep want to call it Almost Christmas, y'all. Every Day is Christmas.
What do I like about it?
Mm-hmm.
Gloria Reuben.
Yeah. Gloria Reuben was definitely the standout star. There were a few funny moments in this film. I do like the heartwarming moments. Those were heartfelt moments that were like tugging, at your heartstrings. I do feel like they had a few moments in the movie of that. So I did like that about the movie. Was there anything that you disliked about the movie?
I didn't like the fact it never seemed like they could really get a firm grasp of Tony's character.
Yeah.
Like at the start of the movie, she's this, hard case. She's very, I hate Christmas, and she's Devil Wears Prada throughout. You know what I'm saying? She's really, I'm the boss, and you can do what I say. I don't care about that. But almost immediately after you establish that, she's a big emotional crybaby.
Yeah. But I mean, given
but
I'm just saying, given what happened to her, though, you would be a big emotional crybaby. I feel like, especially if you had to, go back in time, like we know that the Christmas Carol does. It takes you back in time at a moment where you have to relive moments that do rest.
And I get that. I understand that. At those moments, yes, show the vulnerability. Mm-hmm. But you've taken the time to establish this character as this very cold and calculating character. Like, the whole thing about them is her deal is to make money, right? So she should be very cold and calculating, and you don't get that after the first 5-10 minutes of the movie. Like, she doesn't approach that ever again throughout the movie.
Well, to me, she kind of does. I don't think she changes until she goes back in the past, but for the most part, she's...
Yeah, but that's the start of the movie.
Well, not really, because, you don't see her until you don't start, going, I guess, you don't... What am I trying to say? You really don't start going into the meat and potatoes of the movie until like 30 minutes in.
It's a 90-minute movie.
I know, but you got like 60 minutes
And
left.
I don't even know if I give you 30 minutes. I give you 20.
I don't think it happens in the first 20 minutes. I want to say it's a good... pretty much 30 minutes before they start getting into the meat and potatoes of the movie.
I guess. Maybe.
I'll say 25 even. Our preliminary questions without spoiling the movie Every Day is Christmas. Again, if you have not seen Every Day is Christmas, go ahead, head on over to Tubi, check that movie out, and then come back, y'all, because we're about to start the juice portion of our video.
I'm going to squeeze everything we can out this movie.
Yeah, so you don't want us to spoil it. So go ahead and pause the video, y'all. Go ahead and pause it here and head on over to Tubi, check out Every Day is Christmas, and then come back, y'all. Give us your chocolate rating, and if you want to, answer our preliminary questions so that way we can know your opinion on Every Day is Christmas as well. All right, y'all. So we are about to start the juice section of our video. So again, log off. This is where all the spoilers are about to happen. All right, so what's the first thing you want to talk about here? I think we should start off with Alexis.
So you want to go in order or you want to go by character?
Let's start off with Alexis and Justin, right?
Okay.
So Justin, again, played by Michael Jai White. He's supposed to just be her driver. Like you said, she's this very cold and calculated person. But then just the interaction between them, you're like, he's a little bit more than just a driver.
I don't even think that. That's what I was saying earlier. There's nothing. She doesn't acknowledge this man as any kind of love interest. Mm-mm. Now, as soon as the movie starts, you know she's going to end up with the Michael Jai White driver. You know that. Mm-hmm. She don't be looking at him sideways. They don't do any kind of flirting. Mm-hmm. She ignores this man totally. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the movie, 5 minutes left, she just dumbstruck by obviously I'm supposed to be with this guy. Like, what are we talking? You don't.
What are we doing?
You don't drop any kind of hints. She don't kind of change her mind halfway through the movie. Yeah. She don't think anything about this man.
Yeah.
The entire film until it's time for you to wrap the movie up.
Yeah. That's what I will say. I think they did a horrible job, y'all, at trying to decide. I feel like it was very convoluted as far as the storylines because they didn't know whether they wanted to make this a chick flick with a love interest and all that, or if they wanted to make it a good family, wholesome movie or whatever. Yeah.
It felt like her storyline is incomplete. Like, they knew that they had to take her to the past, the present, and the future because it's Charles Dickens, but they didn't know how they were going to wrap this movie up.
And then another thing is they threw in a current boyfriend who you clearly knew she didn't have any chemistry, with. And it was just like, why did you waste our time? To me, they should have just decided on Michael Jai White. He should have been her boyfriend, period, through the movie. She could have treated him, or she could have been unappreciative towards him in the beginning and everything and kind of ignored him and, wanting to break up with him because of Christmas and things like that. But then at the end of the movie, by the time she goes through the time stamps, then she could appreciate him at that point, and it would just make more sense.
That would have worked.
Yeah.
That would have worked.
And I felt like the acting, too, she did a better job when she was on screen with Michael Jai White. Like, they had better acting chemistry than her and the guy that played Mark. Oh my gosh. The guy that played Mark, I mean, yes, it was zero chemistry, but I just felt like when she got on screen with certain actors, or Mike Dupont, whenever she got on screen or acted opposite of him, I felt like it was a real struggle to, find it, believable or just kind of get into the acting. It really didn't mesh well. But when she got on screen with Michael Jai White, her acting got, so much better. So I just felt like they probably should have scrapped the, I don't know if you call it B story number 2, as far as like the boyfriend, because he's not the main love interest. Yeah. I felt like they should have scrapped that away and just did a love interest with just Michael Jai White. I felt like that would have been a better movie.
It would have. It was more economical. Cause I know you overpaid the man, because Michael Jai White was not in this movie very much.
No, he was not. What was he? Maybe in three,
maybe four scenes. And I know you paid him way too much for what you put him in there for. You might as well put the boy to work.
I knew you were going to say that about him. Let's talk about the next thing, y'all. Is it Bally or is it Bali?
Yeah, because Tony Braxton could not figure it out.
Yeah, and I mean, even Michael Jai White at one point was like Bally. And then towards the end, he pronounced it Bali. So is it Bally or is it Bali? If you are from Bali, as I call it,
it's Bali.
Please let us know down in the comments below if we're saying it right as Bali, or are we
because everybody else was saying Bali.
I was gonna say, or as Americans, are we mispronouncing it and it's really Bali? So please let us know which pronunciation is correct so we can start using it. Do you think, before we kind of move on from the chemistry between Alexis and Mark, is it supposed to be off as far as were they really acting and they weren't supposed to have chemistry? Or are we really saying, I mean, I know I'm really saying I thought the acting was bad in that scene. Are you saying that the acting was bad in that scene too?
Between Mark and Alexis?
Yeah, between Mark and Alexis, or like, how do you feel?
Honestly, I don't think either one of them I would consider to be bad actors. I don't think they were given a whole lot to work with. Mm-hmm. Those scenes as they were written is it's not a whole lot. Like, he comes into the office with all these gifts, talking about, I got you this floppy hat and this string bikini because we going to Bali. Yeah. And she's like, no, I'm not going to Bali. I'm gonna stay here and work. Like, there's not a whole lot to the scene itself. Yeah. And then later on, when she goes to, I guess, break up with him again, because it's essentially what she's doing. Yeah. Like, it's a second breakup after the first breakup. Mm-hmm. There's not a whole lot there either. Mm-mm. I'm bringing your stuff back so you can go.
That's why I said I felt like they wasted so much time trying to mesh together two love B storylines that you really thought one of them might have been an A storyline. Yeah. So again, y'all, I'm gonna get off of that. We're gonna move on to the next thing. But I don't know, that just bothered me so much, you know?
So, but you can't even really, you can't judge the acting because there's not a whole lot to act on.
In that scene.
So it's just, I don't know.
The only reason why I point out the acting in that scene and in another scene that we'll talk about later in the juice is because you notice the difference in Toni Braxton's acting in those scenes. Again, when she's on screen with a more seasoned actor like Michael Jai White or even Gloria Rubin, her acting you can see the difference. Scene, yeah, like her acting, is much better in those scenes than it is in the scene, with old Mike. All right, so the coworker bet was funny. How she gets rid of boyfriends before that was low Christmas. Down, yo. That was low down. It's low down, but it was funny.
Man's been in the office for years. He knows how it works. You gonna take this girl money because she's never been here?
But then set her up on on top of that, remember?
Yeah.
She was doing what, like a was it White Elephant or just
the Secret Santa?
Secret Santa?
She was doing the Secret Santa.
Yeah, and
you know the boss don't deal in Christmas.
Yeah,
we
don't deal in Christmas, and then you go and you get her in trouble, low key. Or not necessarily in trouble, but scolded at. My question to you, audience. So the next thing I want to go into is she would rather work than go to Bali, right? So my question to you, audience, is a job worth it? Is it worth canceling your Christmas vacation? Are you willing to work through Christmas vacation or a vacation in general in order to meet deadlines or make money? So that's the biggest thing. So I'll go ahead and ask you, are you willing to do it? Are you willing to cancel your vacation that you've been spending months excited about or planning in order to work or to make money?
No. If I know, because I've already put the time in, already put the money toward this, I'm not going.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. And for her, I don't think that makes sense for her either. Mm-mm. Just because you don't like Christmas, well, it ain't Christmas in Bali, it's hot.
Yeah, it's not Christmas in Bali, right?
Yeah, so I feel like she just, I don't know. What about you? Would you?
No, absolutely not. You know me, in a heartbeat. If I got a vacation, I am going. Because what does PTO stand for? Prepare the others. So please prepare the others, because I will not be there. One scene that I felt was awkward was when Justin drove Alexis to his house that we didn't even know was his house.
Yeah, yes. The first time. Yeah.
Like, what was that?
Like, I want you to see this house. All right.
Yeah.
She's
okay.
like, why every year you keep bringing me to this neighborhood? I don't care about these lights. And then that's the thing. He keeps doing it, and she could care less about these lights in this neighborhood.
Or Christmas in general. Like we were talking about before in the preliminary part of this video, when I said that one scene as far as the cinematography kind of bothered me, I felt like when they showed her mom at the house when she was looking at the Christmas lights, I felt like that scene was a little strange the way that they filmed it. Especially that scene where they showed her mom. Like, were you going to pan in so we could see the mom's face? Like, there, it was like really far back. Like, you almost missed, and then it was so quick.
Yeah,
you almost
it was
missed
like
her.
You had to know it was her because she was in that red jacket.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way you would know because of the picture.
The picture, and then like I said, they flashed her so quickly you almost missed the fact that she was standing right there. So,
but the weird thing is, well, later on when you find out that that's his house, so he's been driving her to his house every year.
Yeah, that was
like,
a little weird.
Weird.
That was really bad as far as the writing aspect goes. So I mean, they could have changed that.
Like, so you just been driving this woman to your house.
Yeah.
And you've been driving home and then back to where she at, and then drive back home.
Yeah, like that was crazy. Hey, I guess if it works for them, but
that's wild.
It didn't translate well to the audience. Well, not to the audience, but to us.
To us.
Yeah, so I felt like that's probably a writing aspect that they need to work on as well for this movie. So I did want to talk about a nice little Easter egg or cameo in this movie. So I'm going to pop this scene up real quick. Toni Braxton's younger sister, Tawanda, makes an appearance in the movie. She's Justin's older sister. And I just thought that was a nice little cameo, especially if you watch the Braxtons.
I never would have known that if you hadn't said anything.
Well, I like to watch the Braxtons, and so does my mom. And it was just a nice surprise to see Tawanda in the movie. She's not in it much. She's just in this one scene. And it was just nice, to see her. I will say they had one scene in the movie where she said that everybody's favorite food is Mexican. I know it's yours. I know it's yours, though.
I like Mexican food. I'm not saying it's my favorite.
Yeah. I would say Italian is my favorite. So how could you make that guess with most people?
My favorite is soul food.
You say it again?
Soul food is my favorite.
Is your favorite food?
I like Mexican food.
No. And you know what? I will say soul food and Italian food are there.
She was tripping on that.
I forgot about soul food. How did I forget?
I don't know.
This is the crazy thing. she's in the bathroom. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to speed us forward a little bit in the review, right? She gets home, she's asleep, she wakes up, and she's in the bathroom, and she sees her mom. And she keeps asking, Mom? Mom? Like, do you not recognize your mom? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was kind of crazy.
I mean, maybe she's just in shock because her mama been dead for, 20 years?
Yeah, but like after the second one, come on now.
And then her mama wasn't helping.
She wasn't.
Worried about how she was looking in the mirror.
Yeah, she was. This is the thing, too, that's crazy, y'all. That house that she was in, or penthouse, I don't know what it was supposed to be, but it was...
empty house with just her.
Oh, my gosh. It was so beautiful, though, but...
And Chinese... She loved Mexican food, but she got Chinese food in the fridge.
But is it worth having all of that house and no one to share it with?
No.
Could you really be happy having all that house to yourself?
Ain't no way.
You know what I'm saying? And no one to share it with?
I'd never be home.
Sound off in the comments, y'all. Let us know. Would you rather have the big house, big empty house, or would you rather have a life and someone to share it with in a moderate size house? Okay, so how do we feel like they did Christmas Past? How do we feel like they did there?
It was fine. The past segment, the Christmas Past segment, showed you why she is the way she is now. Mm-hmm. It was Christmas Eve day or whatever. She getting ready for Christmas dinner, and her parents don't make it because I'm assuming a car accident. They didn't really say. They never really say what happens. But I did, even though it didn't take away from the story, and I felt like they did a really good job. Yeah. With the acting and with telling that part of the story. Yeah, but either way it goes, her parents died that night. Yeah. So that's why we get the version of Alexis we get today. Yeah. How do we feel like they did with Christmas Present? A Christmas Present was fine. It shows. It really did more character development for her. The guy that she works. What's his name? The guy that's been her right hand man at the office. Yeah, Jeff. Because she cut off the Christmas bonuses, but he's standing up for her in his own house, knowing he might lose the house because he didn't get that bonus. So it does a lot for the character development of him. Yeah. Which I don't know that's really necessary for the movie, but it's fine, I guess. Yeah.
Also, Jeff's acting gets a lot better too when he is in those scenes versus the earlier scenes when he's in the office. I mean, it didn't translate very well for us, or I don't know if it's just translate for us. I don't know for you, but for me, it just didn't translate very well. His acting in the earlier part of the movie, but definitely in that scene, Christmas Present, it definitely translated.
Those early scenes really weren't memorable either one way.
No,
or either way.
No. So, yeah. I will say too that the Christmas Present when they showed Mark in the restaurant all lowly and stuff, that was kind of funny.
Hating on the waitress. Yeah, you dumped the man, and now you got issue with her because she see what you done threw away. Yeah. That was kind of funny. But again, just a useless plot point because she don't end up with the man anyway. And it's just like you already don't have an attachment to him because they really don't, you know what I'm saying, delve into them two together. So I felt like it was a wasted, part of the film. Yeah, really. Yeah. But I guess you got to show something for Christmas Present.
But again, Michael Jai White should have just been the love interest all the way through. How do we feel that they did with Christmas Future?
I tell you what, the issue I got with Christmas Future.
Ooh.
She's got two parents. Mm-hmm. But for Christmas Past and Christmas Present, it's all the mama. The mama is taking her through all this. Mm-hmm. So then, all right, so now it's daddy turn, right? Mm-hmm. Christmas yet to come. He about to show you where you gonna be if you don't get it together. Daddy, that's what daddy's here for, right? No, wrong. Daddy shows up. He don't even really get to show anything. Here come mama, because why? Like, why even bring the man up? Yeah. He could have stayed up there in heaven for what he's doing. Yeah. Mama could have just handled all of this business.
Yeah. She could have.
He barely even speak.
She could have. But I guess they wanted to bring the dad aspect in there. But I do agree. If you were going to bring him on film, you probably should have gave her and her dad a moment together.
Let him
maybe.
do something. He could have carried the Christmas past aspect
or something,
on his own.
Yeah.
And then later on, when she's had a Christmas revelation or whatever, now they both there to say, we love you, we here. But come on, dog. Like, Daddy don't get no love.
Daddy don't get no love. How do we feel about how they wrapped up the movie? Okay, so, you know, she's tying up these loose ends. You know, everybody's getting a Christmas bonus at this point. Everybody's happy. You know, you no longer have to work on Christmas now.
I still got issue with that.
Why?
Because you still made these people come in on Christmas
That's
Day.
what I was thinking, like...
They still came in. Yeah, you gave them their bonus and told them to go home. Nigga, I fought traffic. I fought traffic to get here.
I canceled my vacation. Just everything. Like, I feel like I would be... Like, would that make you even madder, though?
And they act like she the greatest boss ever.
I was going to say, I feel like that would make me even madder that I wasted my time.
Man, I'd have been waiting outside for...
You've been waiting outside for Alexis?
Outside for Alexis, yo.
But yeah, I mean...
Like, fam, do you know what kind of collard greens I'm missing because of you?
Okay. Or I didn't even get a chance to throw on anything for Christmas because I'm worried about having to come up in here early in the morning. Damn. And then she come moseying up in there. Oh, everybody gets Christmas bonuses.
I'm like, nigga, I'm going to take this bonus. You can kiss my ass, yo.
That's too funny, yo.
I'm just saying.
I understand. But yeah, so... how do we feel about, okay, so she gives everybody their Christmas bonuses at this point. How do we feel about how they wrapped up the movie? I kind of felt like they rushed through the ending.
I feel like they 100% rushed through it. Because, again, the love interest isn't a love interest until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Justin... is, you know how he feels about Alexis, because he tells his mama and his sister early on, which is why he's still wasting time driving her around when he don't have to.
When he don't have to,
He got this big sprawling transport business, and he's still driving this woman around. Yeah, so he doesn't have to do that. But she doesn't think anything about this man. Yeah, in any other capacity other than he drives her around. Until the boyfriend that she's dumping for the second time brings it up. Like, wait, Justin's driving you around on Christmas Day? Yeah. He don't have family or anything he need to be? Well, yeah, but he's driving me around. He's going to see them later on. Well, yeah, he's very dedicated.
I was going to say very dedicated.
And all of a sudden she's like, oh, yeah, he is. I should be with this guy.
Crazy.
Yo, Alexis, go home.
I was going to say, yeah, that was... terrible writing on that front. Like, they really rushed the ending. Like you said, you see him in the beginning of the movie, and then you don't see him again, Michael Jai White, Justin, until the end of the movie. So to me, they should have just scrapped the other beeline boyfriend story and just did Michael Jai White. You know what I'm saying? The whole way through. And
the timing's off too. Yeah. Because it's the middle of the day. Yeah. And she goes up to see Mark and tell him, like, yo, this is your stuff. I'm not going with you to Bali. You know.
Or Bali.
Yeah. And then she has that epiphany. So she comes back down. It's still daylight out. Yeah. And for all we know, he's taking her home. The next scene, it's dark. Dark, yeah. It's dark. And we're back at this man's house that he done drove her around.
I was going to say, it's not sunset. It's not like they made a couple of stops after that they showed or even mentioned it. Yeah. It's just boom, goes from night to day. So yeah, they kind of missed the mark. It was a quick wrap up. They did miss the mark.
It was a quick wrap up for the end of this movie.
Yeah. I will say at the end of the day, I'm happy that the two of them are together because, of course, you knew all along that they were supposed to be together. But yeah, I felt like they just needed to work on a lot of the writing as well in this movie. The writing, to me, not necessarily the acting. I mean, again, we said the acting was a point, but to me, the writing more so is what tanked this movie.
It really hurt.
Yeah. And the acting came in second. I felt like the writing was worse in this movie than the acting. All right, y'all. So that is our wrap up of Every Day is Christmas.
Every Day is Christmas.
Make sure you tune in next Sunday, though.
And again, why is it called Every Day is Christmas?
Yeah. Can y'all tell us if you know? Please let us know down in the comments below. Why is it called Every Day is Christmas?
All right, I'm done. I'm done with ranting.
I think I've kind of figured it out, but we'll save that for another time because that's going to be a long, convoluted discussion if I have to explain it. But yeah, y'all, make sure you come back, y'all. Tune in next week for our next movie called Hope Street Holiday.
Hope Street Holiday.
So go ahead, tune into that, watch that. This one is also on Tubi. We don't always review Tubi movies, but this one still happens to be on Tubi as well. Again, it's called Hope Street Holiday. We will pop it up. We will also put a link down below to the movie in the description bar if you're interested. If you have enjoyed your time today and made it all the way to the end of this video, go ahead and hit that like button and make sure you follow us if you're not currently following us already. Leave us a comment as well down below our video to let us know how we did today. All right, y'all. I'm Ashley.
I'm Corey.
And this has been
Chocolate
Tomatoes. See you next week.
Mexican food is delicious.
Peace.